Welcome back, folks. This is Sarcasm Speaks. I'm Jared here with Bob. We're rolling in immediately after that Patriots loss. Outside of it potentially actually being well, they did go to overtime actually, so that's whatever. Because I texted you and Vinny, and I was like, dude, outside of the emotional roller coaster of this game, I think this could be the longest fucking game ever. Because it was like 7:32, and they just hit the 2-minute warning. And then obviously it went into overtime. So, it's just about 8 o'clock and it just finished on on the 4:20 kickoff. So,
every bit of 3.5 hours.
Yeah. So what I was saying before, obviously everyone is on Twitter is gonna be like, well, it was cool, they played well. No, they didn't. There's no fucking moral victory here. The only reason why the Patriots were in this game is because Dallas is incompetent and Mike McCarthy sucks as a coach. I can't tell you how many times during this game, Romo and Nance were saying that, oh, Kellen Moore, he won't be here next year. Oh, Kellen Moore, he's going to be a head coach next year. Oh, too bad he won't be with the Cowboys, barring something crazy. No, what needs to happen is they need to fire Mike McCarthy and keep Kellen Moore as the head coach. Because anywhere Mike McCarthy goes, he just brings incompetence with him. The year he won the Super Bowl was like in spite of him. Like that team was just nasty. He's just a fucking moron. Like just bizarre calls left and right. Doesn't make any sense. There was the end of the first half, I think it was. There was maybe like 37 seconds left on the clock, something like that. They let the clock run all the way down to 8 seconds. Then they called the timeout. And it's like weird shit. Then they had 4th and 1 right at the end of the game, I think, in regulation. And Tony Romo, or maybe it was overtime, I don't know. But they had 4th and 1, and they called timeout. And Tony Romo even said, 4th and 1, that's like, you only call timeout if you're going to go for it. And they called timeout, kicked the field goal, and then, oh, no, it was regulation because then it gave the Patriots enough time to come back and score. You know what I mean? It's like, what the fuck? Like, Mike McCarthy is so dumb. He might be the most overrated coach in the NFL. And I know he won a Super Bowl, whatever. Fuck off. But like I said, they won that year in spite of him.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I don't think anyone thinks he's very good.
No. Well, no, there's some people that do.
Then obviously, anyone who thinks he's good, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Because he had a good record at Green Bay. Cool, man. Your record is fucking whatever, dude.
He had Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, he had Aaron Rodgers. Exactly. I don't know. I look at a head coach's record the same way I look at like a starting pitcher's record. You know what I mean? Like a guy could go 20-4 and you have no idea who he is. What's his name? I don't even know his first name, but Urias on the Dodgers went like 20-4 this year. No one knows who he is. And then you can have pitchers that are nasty. Like I think Walker Buehler, also on the Dodgers, might have went like 16-11. You know what I mean? The head coach's record is such a meaningless thing to me. It's just like I said, it's just like the starting pitcher's record in a season. Like it's dumb because there's so much more involved in it. Like, oh yeah, this coach, is 172 and fucking 100. You know what I mean? Oh wow, that's a lot. That's pretty good, right? Yeah, 72 games above 500. But he coached a great fucking teams. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just dumb. Clearly, I'm fired up after this fucking game. My God, what a fucking roller coaster, huh? Did you freeze? Oh, you did. You froze. Now you're back. Did you hear any of that?
I heard a bunch of it.
It was it's quite the emotional roller coaster.
Yeah, I just I don't know. I mean, I think people are fucking annoyed now with the Patriots, or like as Patriots fans.
Yeah.
You know, some of that play calling was horrible. Why? Like, so even on the game-winning play, you sent no blitzers, and you didn't have a safety over the top. So, like, what did you do on defense? Like, what the fuck did you do? You did nothing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you don't have help over the top, and you didn't send anyone. How is that a defensive scheme?
Yeah. Where were all the people? Just like hanging out 12 yards off the line of scrimmage.
I don't know, covering the middle. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, the offense sucks. I mean, they scored more than 20 points, so that's something.
Yeah, that's cool. That's a step in the right direction, I suppose.
You know?
I don't know. Like I'm seeing people tweet like, "Oh, until the coaches believe in the quarterback," and it's like, I don't know if it's that. I mean, it's probably partially that because he's young,
why else
but like
would they go run, screen, or
yeah.
3rd and 4 run and then punt? It's like,
but McDaniels has always done shit like that. Like this isn't new. Just because Mac is here, they did that with Cam. They did that with Tom. How over the years of fucking Josh McDaniels with Tom Brady, how many 3rd and 12s did they run a screen on?
no, but it's like 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5.
Yeah.
And like around midfield. Because they did that. They did like it was like it probably wasn't at midfield, it was right before it. It was like 3rd and shortish.
Yeah.
Medium. And they just like fucking ran it for like 2 yards and punted.
They
like,
never went for it on 4th and short. I think they had a 4th and 1 and a 4th and 2.
Yeah,
they didn't go for either of them.
I don't know.
So, I mean, I look at it like, yeah, partially it has a little bit to do with not trusting Mac Jones because he's young and he's a rookie, but also too, like, can you trust him to throw the ball to Nelson Aguilar who can't fucking catch? Like we went through this, like with Philly, like when he dropped that ball over the middle, like he had like 3 steps on that guy.
Yeah.
Like if he could catch, game could have been over after that. I mean, you never know. You never know what happens after that.
A bit of a stretch to say he would have scored on that play, but
no. I don't think he would have scored. But what I mean is like they would have moved the ball. They would have had momentum. Like he might have got caught. Like if he caught that ball, you're probably looking at a minimum 20-yard game. You know, yeah. So now move the chains 20 yards, and now the play calling changes, and now you know what I mean. So there's a chance that causes the end of the game. That you know what I mean. I'm not saying that he would have scored on that, but it's
there was no one else out. So that's the thing is, if he catches that and runs appropriately, there is a like, and I'm not saying like, well, anyone can score on any play. No, I mean like seriously, there was not that many people around him.
Yeah. So I mean, you're throwing a Nelson Aguilar. You got the ghost of N'Keal Harry. You got Jacoby Myers, who is fine, but he's an undrafted free agent. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. He's your number 1 wide receiver on the team, and he's an undrafted free agent. He's a nobody. And then
with no career touchdowns.
Exactly. And then you have the human first down, which is great. Kendrick Bourne. He's awesome. But like he's your 3rd best wide receiver. I mean, as far as talent goes, Kendrick Bourne might be the best wide receiver.
I would say in terms of production, he is your one. He's your best receiver.
But he's a possession guy. You know what I mean? Like he's not fast. You know, he should be a 3. Yeah. On a good team, he's the 3rd wide receiver.
Oh, I mean, they fucking, you know, I don't know how many times they're not gonna fucking close these games out.
Yeah.
I mean, you coughed it away against Miami. You never had a chance against New Orleans. You just didn't do enough against Tampa. You could not stop Dallas. Well, actually, You did stop Dallas once, but
Yeah, they had that great goal line stand, which was probably a touchdown
Lucky,
by
but
Dak on third down. But like, I don't know, man. This defense is like fucking Jekyll and Hyde. Like they come out like even drive to drive. Like there are some drives where they look great, other drives they look like dog shit. So overall, as a game, this was a dog shit game. But overall, against Tampa, they had a great game. And then overall against New Orleans, they look like shit. You know what I mean? Like there's no consistency in this team. I'm sorry, on the defense. The offense is consistent. They're consistently bad. Um, but the defense is very inconsistent this year. It's
and
frustrating.
it seems like the defense, they don't make stops on third downs because they don't give up a lot of points. They really don't.
No.
So when you look at like points scored, they don't give up that many. But they give up a lot. Like they don't make a lot of stops on third downs. They don't force a lot of punts. How many punts did they have? Dallas.
2.
So you went to overtime with that team and they maybe punted twice.
Yeah.
It's not fucking good.
Yeah. No.
So I don't know. It's a defense that doesn't give up points but doesn't get stops either.
They also don't get turnovers anymore. You know what I mean? Like, even so, the Patriots in the past have had some years where they don't have awesome defenses, but they would get turnovers, right? Like the Duron Harmon out of left field catches a fucking interception where, the quarterback's trying to throw the ball away, but Duron Harmon just happens to be standing there type of deals. Like they don't have that this year. Like they don't have like the timely turnovers. They don't have guys causing fumbles. Like it's not there yet this year. I mean, we're 6 weeks into the season. We're approaching halfway, and it's just not there. I don't know. I don't know how many turnovers this team has actually. I could
On
probably
offense,
find out.
they turn the ball over 10 times.
Yeah. Well, on offense, they're really good at turning the ball over.
Actually, that was probably 11 turnovers with pick six.
Let's see. Team stats. Turnovers. Let's go takeaways per game? Sure. Surprisingly, well, this is kind of a bullshit stat. So the Patriots are tied for 11th in the NFL in turnovers per game at 1.2. But there's like a 6-team tie at 1.2. I want like total takeaways, like on the season.
1.2 times 5 is what, 6?
Yeah.
And then they had 2 today, so 8 through 6 games.
Yeah. It's not it's also not great when I look at giveaways per game. They're ranked 29th in the league at 1.8 giveaways per game. So they give the ball away more than they take the ball away, which is almost unheard of with this team. You know what I mean? Like when it comes to turnovers.
Well, it's funny because like these games are so close, and it's turnovers and penalties that keep crushing them. And that's the difference because the games are close. So as much as I like give them shit for sucking,
yeah,
if they don't give it away that many times, even if the giveaways came down to 1 per game,
yeah,
and you knock a couple penalties off the top, you're probably 3-3 instead of 2-4.
yeah, yeah. I mean, you would at least probably win that Miami game.
Well, I don't want to think about like specific situationally because yes, you're right. If you don't throw the pick six to Diggs and you don't give up you don't cough the ball up against Miami, then that's 2 wins. It's like, yeah, but to Diggs, he threw the pick and then immediately threw a 75-yard touchdown. So 2 plays basically offset.
Right. Yeah.
in a way, technically, because they were technically down. No, they
Yeah.
were technically up. Gave up the pick six. Yeah, and then went down. Yeah, so technically it was almost like they netted 2 points from the 2 plays. I think, or something.
Yeah, pretty awesome.
Whatever. But I don't know. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, not much you can do, you know. We'll try it again next week, I suppose. Who are they playing next week?
I don't even know.
I have no idea. I know they have the Chargers coming up, but I think the Chargers is in 2 weeks. Maybe the Jets. I want to say no. They already played the Jets, didn't they?
Played the Jets once.
Yeah, I don't think. It's some random team. Then I think it's Chargers and then the Panthers. No, how far out are we from our game?
November.
Yeah, but like, what is that? Like 3 weeks?
No, got to play the 23rd, the 30th.
And then the 6th. Yeah, so it's some random team. Then
two
it's
games.
Then it's in LA,
Carolina,
and then it's in Carolina. So I don't know who they play next week.
Yeah, I don't know.
It is the Jets. Oh, look at that. I knew it the whole time, and I thought I didn't. That's why you got to trust your gut. It's, yeah, they are home against the Jets. Then they're at the Chargers, at the Panthers, and then we're at that game. And then they're home for the Browns. Then they're in Atlanta. And then they're home for the Titans. What a stretch. What a stretch of games. We're going to have a lot of gross fucking games over the next 2 months. Oh, that's so bad. Jets, they should win. They already beat them, so they should win again. Chargers, they'll probably lose. Panthers, they'll probably lose. So what is that? Well, it depends. If Christian McCaffrey's not there, they might actually win that game because the Panthers can't do fucking dick without McCaffrey. So we got 1-1, 2-1. They'll lose to the Browns, which is gross. That's 2-2. They should beat the Falcons, but who knows? 3. I mean, we're looking at 3-3 in the next 6 games, which then brings us at Buffalo on December 6th, where we're going to get a shit pushed in. And then there's the bye. So what are we? 2-4. So 3-3 would put us at 5-7. And then we're inevitably going to get our shit pushed into the Bills. So that's 5-8. So we're looking at a potential 5-8 record going into the week 14 bye. That is not good.
Pretty good.
Not
Pretty
good.
awesome.
And then coming out of the bye, we have at Indy, which who knows that far ahead what that team's going to look like. Then home against the Bills, probably another loss. Jaguars should be a win. And then in Miami, that's always a coin flip. We already lost to Miami at home. So there's a solid chance we may only get 4 more wins this season. Like there's a very real possibility that this team only wins 4 more games for the rest of the year.
6-11 sounds about right at
Yeah.
this point. We've pissed away too many.
Yeah. That's wild to me. That's nuts.
I mean, it's like people don't want to realize like what is going on. They turn the ball over too much. They get too many penalties.
Yeah.
Because they had one called back. I fucking tweeted it out.
Yeah.
The Myers touchdown came back. I don't know what happened after that, but probably just did they even kick a field goal? I don't even know what they did.
Yeah. I don't know what happened after that. That's a good point. I don't know. But while we're on the topic, we got to take a victory lap. So in the in a previous episode with Jones, we talked about John Gruden's emails, and I was bitching because it's what I like to do about why there were 650,000 emails, and out of all of that, only John Gruden got popped for whatever. Well, literally, I think that night or that day, the next day, it was because when did we record that episode? That was Tuesday night. So it was either Tuesday night or Wednesday morning. It came out that Adam Schefter was actually involved in those emails, and that he was writing an article about either Bruce Allen or the Washington Redskins at the time, and sent his article to Bruce Allen and called him the editor. So Adam Schefter was getting raked over the coals for like a day because, you know, people were going after his integrity, and he's supposed to be like an unbiased reporter, journalist, whatever. Yet he's sending an article to the team president to look it over before he publishes it. It's like a whole thing, whatever. So they got Adam Schefter, which didn't really stick around too long, because then the next day they came out after Jeff Pash, who is the NFL legal counsel, I think. He's the lawyer, or he's like the top guy when it comes to like, what's it called? Like judicial matters, whatever the fuck it is. Court matters. What'd you say?
Various lawyerings.
Yeah, various lawyerings when it comes to the NFL. He apparently was involved with a lot of sketchy shit with Bruce Allen also. And they've been going after Jeff Pash for like 2 days after, and then it was Friday, and then, you know, people stopped talking about it. So I'll accept our victory lap because we wanted more and we got more. And I think there's still going to be a little bit more. Like I said, I don't think anything's going to come out about any of the owners, unfortunately, because we already talked about it. But fuck it, whatever. Let's tear this bitch down. You get 650,000 emails. Don't just go after one guy. Take them all down. Fuck it. Who cares? So
did you see though the NFL came out and said, "Oh yeah, nothing else to see here."
Yeah. I saw they released a statement. Oh, there's nothing else in those emails that is anything. And it was after the Jeff Pash stuff. They were like, "Oh yeah, nope, that's it. It was just those two, or just those three. Sorry, just those three guys: Gruden, Schefter, and Pash." Oh, really? So between Gruden, Schefter, Pash, and Allen, they sent 650,000 emails. Allen didn't send any emails to anybody else. Okay, all right, I got it. I see what we're doing here.
They're trying to make Schefter seem like such a bad guy because he sent an article to Bruce Allen to be reviewed, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like Gruden is a fucking homophobic racist.
Yeah. Which,
and Schefter's putting out articles that are approved by the guys that they're written
about. Yeah.
Billionaires. So Schefter is getting approval from billionaires who could easily sue him and ruin his fucking entire life and existence.
Right.
But Gruden's a racist fucking homophobe, I guess.
Yeah.
But whatever he is. And yep, nothing else to see here. Oh, okay, yeah, cool. Oh,
yeah.
I believe you.
Which now I kind of feel bad for Gruden, because now that it's been like a week, there have been people that have come out and said things in defense of him. And it turns out the rubber lips thing is real. I guess Tim Brown was on a podcast recently, and he was like, "Yeah, man, I didn't understand it. It didn't make any sense to me. But John Gruden saying rubber lips means like you're lying is like he's been saying that forever." And Tim Brown played for John Gruden in like the late 90s. You know what I mean? So it's been at least 20 years. You know, Derek Carr has come out in support of him. Mike Tirico came out and said, like, that was during Sunday Night Football, like when everything came out. Mike Tirico said, like, "Listen, I worked with John for 8 years at ESPN, and I never felt any sort of way about it. Like he was always a good guy, whatever. So now, like I said, a week later, you have all this stuff and all these people that come out. The only person, as far as I know, again, I'm not a journalist. I don't cover this, all the time, but just in my scrolling through the interwebs, the only person that has come out and shit on John Gruden has been Keyshawn Johnson.
Which I'm pretty sure no one's listening to.
Yeah, no one cares about Keyshawn Johnson. He came out and said, "Yeah, I knew it. I knew it all along. From the second I met him, he reminded me of a used car salesman."
Yep, he knew it.
All right, cool, man. No one cares what you have to say.
Keyshawn.
Yeah, you're kind of not a great person either, actually. I don't know. But that's that. That's our victory lap. So the other thing, there's been a lot of really stupid shit going on lately. I've had this on the list for a little while, but I figure it's about time to pop it up. So this was a couple weeks ago now, but there was a clip that I saw on the internet, on Instagram, technically. And it was Joe Biden giving a statement saying that there were, like, talking about like mandates, like vaccine mandates. And he goes like, there were whatever percent of people that were vaccinated. And then after places have implemented vaccine mandates, those places have had a 99% vaccination rate following that. And he's going around saying, see, they work and all this stuff. So I stop and I go, well, it's really unfortunate that people are going to just believe that on face value, because the problem here is this is politicking 101. So he's probably correct. Of all the businesses that implement a vaccine mandate, they probably do get to 99% vaccination rate following the mandate. However, what they probably leave out is that all the people that choose to still not get vaccinated get fired, because that's the whole point of a vaccine mandate. So for this dickhead to stand up there and say, all these private businesses that have put in vaccine mandates, then they get to 99% vaccination rates. See, it works. It works. No, it actually, you're kind of fucking retarded.
It actually doesn't work.
It actually doesn't work because people lose their jobs.
No, because there's still 1% of people not.
Right.
So how is if everyone has to be vaccinated or you get fired, then how is 1% still working?
I mean, I would assume that 1% accounts for like religious and fucking exemptions and stuff, but
yeah, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
If we're gonna be like this in society, where it's all or none, then your fucking mandates don't work, because 1% is still not vaccinated.
Yeah.
Despite mandates.
Yeah, no, that's a
turn around. They go, well, 1% doesn't matter. 99% is good. It's like, well, guess what? That number sounds awfully familiar because it's also the survival rate. So.
Yeah.
No, but we need vaccine mandates.
Yeah.
Well, is 99% good enough? Yes. Well, that's the survival rate. Oh, that's not good enough though.
Yeah. Okay. Oh no.
You're both sides. You always want to come on top.
No, we can't have that. I'm trying to look for it here, but I can't. I think I might have deleted it. To also go along with that, 4.3 million people quit their jobs in the month of August. I got it in an email because I subscribe to the Jerry News and the Roca News newsletters. So they send me them daily, but sometimes I just delete them. Sometimes I hold on to them so I can go back for the show. But I just Googled it. I'm sorry, I just DuckDuckGo'd it. We could get to that if you want. But USA Today article from a couple days ago, record-breaking 4.3 million Americans quit their jobs in August. Across the country, people are leaving their jobs at record rates. Data released by the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. The nationwide quit rate increased to 2.9% of the workforce. That's the highest percentage ever reported by the Bureau of Labor Statistics. To put August numbers in perspective, because you're like, oh, okay, whatever, 4.3 million. That's just a number. I don't know what that is. To put that in perspective, the number of workers who quit their jobs rose by 242,000 from July and by about 1.3 million since August of the prior year, which recorded a total of almost 3 million quits. So in August of 2020, roughly 3 million people were quitting their job. In August of 2021, 4.3 million people quit their job. And I don't have any info on whether or not they got reemployed anywhere. But
it doesn't matter because it should be the only thing that's changed in the year is mandates.
Yeah.
So that's the only piece of info that would have influenced that number in any way.
Yeah.
It's not like because in order for you to have that significant of a change, because what is that, 25%? Like a 25% increase?
Yes. Yeah.
So you have a 25% increase over a year.
33 to go from 3 million to 4.3.
No, you're right. That's the increase. So it increases by 33%. And the only thing that's changed in society is mandates regarding the vaccine. So that's why people are quitting.
Yeah.
That's why. There's nothing else. It's not all of these people just found new opportunities. Not all of these people decided, you know what, I'm going to follow my dreams now. I'm going to finally open up my Etsy shop. And you know what? I'm going to quit. I'm going to quit being an accountant. I'm going to be a personal trainer because I just want to help people. Nope, that ain't what happened. Fucking tell you that right now. Right fucking now, it's not what happened.
So I'm kind of piecemealing this together from a couple different sources, but so that USA Today article said 4.3 million people quit in August of 2021. So now I'm on CNN. Job openings remained very high at the end of August at 10.4 million. So according to CNN and wherever they get their statistics, there's roughly 10.5 million jobs available in the United States. This is all in August. So it's a couple months behind, but these statistics are months behind anyway, because it takes a while. So 10.5 million job openings in July. 4.3 million people quit. Do you want to know how many jobs changed from July to August?
Less than fucking 0.5%.
About 650,000. So there were roughly 11 million job openings in July. 4.3 million people quit in August. Yet at the end of August, there were only 10.4 million jobs left available. So we went from 11 million jobs available to 10.4 million available, but 4.3 million people quit their jobs.
Nothing to see here.
Yeah.
Are people still getting paid to like not fucking work and get bonuses? And
no. Those of that the boost has ended.
So why the fuck isn't anybody working?
That's a good question.
I'd like to know that. Because like none of these places are fucking hiring. I'm sorry, all of these places are hiring. They can't get anyone to fucking work. But I thought all the fucking bonus shit was done.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a great question. I am not smart enough to answer that.
Unless the bonus is gone, but the requirements to get eligibility is either way lower, unmonitored, or whatever. So
yeah, well, I mean, there's no way they can monitor it if there's way more people than there normally are on unemployment. Like, how closely are they actually going to monitor this fucking thing?
Yeah, well, I mean, I was gonna say you used to have to go on so many interviews and You'd have to give references. Like you used to have to do all that. I just don't know if they're doing all that anymore. Like
No, you have to submit it every week,
no, what you
like
always had to
online.
do. You always had to do that.
Yeah, but you don't have to
That's no.
prove that you went to any interviews.
Oh, so they did make it easier to collect.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
you just
Also,
fill out.
there used to be a I think there used to be a time limit. Like you could only collect for so long.
Yeah, I think it was 40 weeks.
Something like that. They must have got rid of that too.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. That is a really good question. I didn't even really think about that. But I also don't have an answer to it either.
I don't know. I don't have an answer either. I don't even want to speculate. I'm not fucking smart enough. Or I guess that is my speculation. My speculation is that they made the eligibility way either to maintain, way longer to keep, way easier to obtain, like whatever. So
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't know. Who the fucking knows?
Yeah, I mean, not me. So
Not me.
so you have it there. People quitting their jobs. You have mandates that lead to 99% vaccination rates. So all is well, right?
Well, yeah, that means around the country it should be 99%, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's dude, it's so fucking crazy. Like the amount of ridiculousness is just we're hitting every day really is dumber and dumber. Like every day we hit a new peak stupidity.
Well, it's funny too. So I asked someone, this guy leans really conservative, but he is kind of reasonable. He is also vaccinated. And I asked him, I go, Mike, who the fuck is to gain from this? I go, outside of Big Pharma, because they're getting blank checks from the government. And then he goes, it's a communist ideal. I go, oh God, here we go. I just opened up the fucking can of worms. He goes, no, he goes, this is kind of like what, he goes, these are kind of like communist things, like do this or you don't get to work. Do what I say or your life's a living hell. And I'm like, oh man, I should not have opened that can of worms.
Yeah.
The US is going communist. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, it's certainly sliding towards totalitarianism.
We'll
but
see.
I think I still have a really hard time thinking that like it would get that far. Like there's enough people. So really all there needs to be is, and this is what people don't realize. And I understand, a lot of people don't have the time to deal with bullshit like this, and they don't think, and they just want to pay their bills and they want to do all this. However, collectively, let's say there's, I don't know, 70 million people in the United States that feel strongly enough. That's almost a third. We'll call it what, like a fourth, maybe, roughly a fourth of the country feel strong enough that they really are sick and tired of the bullshit. So federal government comes out and says there's a sweeping federal mandate. In order to do anything in this country now, you have to be vaccinated in order to have a job, in order to have all this. Well, then maybe that 70 million people are like, you guys can fuck off. And they all quit their jobs. Or they all, I don't know, refuse to pay taxes. You know what I mean? Like there's things. And now I recognize this is highly unlikely because getting 7 people to do something is tough, let alone 70 million people to kind of do something. But if it got to that point, and this is why I have more faith in America than I do like somewhere like Australia, because Australia is fucked, dude. Like it is like, you want to talk about totalitarianism, like it's pretty bad down there. But
you should just let Roger run everything.
Yeah.
Jack Kangaroo.
Yeah. But there's enough, like this country was founded on dissent, really. Like seriously. Like we were like, nah, fuck you. I don't want to do that. Like it's baked into like this country. The attitude of fuck you, don't tell me what to do. Um, so I don't know. I feel strongly enough that there's a group of tens of millions of people that would feel strongly enough to be like, nope, okay, well, that's what you want to do. All right, fuck off. I'm not paying taxes anymore. I'm not going to work anymore. Like, imagine there's already like the highest rate of some of the highest rates of unemployment. And in July, we had the highest number of open jobs available ever. There was 11 million jobs available in July. That was peak. That was record. What would happen in the country if even 50 million people quit their jobs? Then you would be looking at 60 million open jobs. Like things like, you know what I mean? Like people have the power to make change. Unfortunately, they feel like they don't, but it's like you kind of have to all be in lockstep in order to get it done. You know, you can't have 23,000 people quit their jobs in the country because they're pissed. Like you got to have 10, 20, 30, 40 million people that do that to actually get something done. And I just think we're not at the point where like, we're not at that tipping point yet, you know? And I would like to think maybe we can curb it before we get there. But if we did ever get to that point, I think we could get 50 million people to agree to do something fucking wild.
So you brought up, or you said something that made me go another route, because this could be somewhat interesting.
Lay it on me.
So basically, so the first thing that came to my mind when you said about, 70 million, 50 million people wanting to be like, nah, I'm not going to do what you tell me. That reminds me of the Rage Against the Machine song. I forget which one. It's probably Killing in the Name of. Where they blatantly just say, like, the lyrics are, fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. And everyone knows that Rage Against the Machine is obviously anti-authoritarian.
Yes.
Like, so that was like not early 90s, we'll say, early to mid 90s, that they were out there. They were like they borderline were like activists in a way. I mean, it was just through music, but like, they weren't out. They might have been on the streets. I don't know. Could have all been a thing. Whatever. Not important. So who would have guessed that fast forward, we'll just say 20 years. It's a little bit less than 20. Fast forward 20 years. And now, Rage Against the Machine from Los Angeles, California.
The super band.
With Zach De La Rocha, you can let's profile for a second, of Hispanic descent.
Yep.
They are lumped in with our brothers and sisters in Alabama, in Georgia. And that's the side that they're on.
Yeah.
And that's where we've gotten to.
Yeah.
What the fuck is happening?
I don't know, dude.
Imagine like asking those guys now, like, hey, remember that time you guys made that album cover of the monk that lit himself on fire in Tiananmen Square? I don't know how to pronounce it. I don't think I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Yeah, Tiananmen Square.
Okay. And that was in direct protest to probably China.
The Chinese government, communism.
Yep. I'm working through this. I don't
I think it was Mao Zedong at the time.
Yeah, I'm really working through this. And you would have thought that that's a pretty left side, left leaning in a way. And actually, Some critics have accused the group of hypocrisy for voicing commitment to leftist causes while being millionaires signed to Epic Records. Okay. So their music is left. And what they stand for is left.
Yeah.
In 1992 to 1995. That's my,
yeah.
I'm guessing that's their real time frame.
Yeah. It's flipped. Everything has changed.
And now they are lumped in with the Baptist Church, the anti-abortion. Like,
yeah.
What is happening in the world?
I have no idea.
It's like, I know political ideals flip. I know it does. I know Republican, Democrat parties, they have literally flipped. And there was a point where it happened. I don't know when it was, and I don't care to find out. It's really not that important. I know shit moves around.
Yeah.
But man,
well, it was like circa Civil War. It was Abraham Lincoln. And it's
it goes back that far.
If you ever meet a Republican, like a diehard Republican, they will make sure it's like fucking CrossFitters. You know what I mean? Like, how do you know someone does CrossFit? Like, because they fucking rub it in your face and they tell you. Like, how do you know someone is trying to tell you they're a Republican and they're not racist? Well, the Republican Party is the one that freed the slaves. The Democrats are the ones that own the slaves. Okay, fuckface. Well, in 1862, things were a little different. And the Republican Party stood for things that would be considered a little bit more liberal, because the Democrats were more conservative. They wanted to keep things the way they were. So, hey, dickface, just because it's the same name doesn't mean they had the same ideals. So, you know what I mean? It's like one of those things.
When do we switch back?
Yeah. When's the scheduled switch back? I don't know.
Yeah. You know when it is exactly?
I want to be ready.
I just want to make sure I know which side I'm on. Even though I'm not on a side.
Yeah, I want to sit right on the fence. Preferably the post.
I was gonna say, hopefully it's a pike. Just sit right on it. Load me up on top.
Yeah. I'll have your biggest fence post, please. What are you gonna do with that? I'm gonna sit on it. Shit. Do I want to? Well, before we maybe potentially get into some weird shit, I want to tell a story before it gets so far away that it doesn't mean anything anymore. I went to the Joe Rogan comedy show last week, 2 weeks.
How'd you get in?
2 weeks ago? Dude, I had a negative test.
Oh, you actually went and got one?
Yeah, I had to go get one. Maybe
just decided not to be a child about it.
Yeah, I definitely didn't take a negative test that I previously had from over the summer and Photoshop the date. I definitely didn't do that. I definitely got a new test. Because
that would be irresponsible.
Well, it would be so irresponsible, you know.
Imagine how many grandmas you would kill if you photoshopped the date.
So we go to Joe Rogan.
How did you have to submit it?
What do you mean?
The negative test. Did you have to bring a copy with you?
No, I just had to show them my phone. Like they looked
at. They actually asked?
Yeah. They want to see license and either your vaccine card or a copy of a negative test. So I showed them the negative test that I had from Quest Diagnostics that said October 6th, 2021.
Right.
Because that's when I got the test done.
Yeah, you got to be within the right window.
Yeah, I got the test done on that Wednesday.
Isn't it hysterical too? Like everyone's like vaccine cards. Oh my God, can you believe that someone stole vaccine cards and was selling them, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, hey, so question, this is just a piece of cardboard. What am I supposed to do if I lose it? Oh, well, it's recommended you take a picture of it. That's it.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah.
Just take a picture.
Yeah.
And maybe the lighting will be a little funky, and maybe the name might be a little bit hard to read.
Yeah. And oh, by the way, don't laminate it. because we may require boosters in the future that have to get rewritten
Oh,
on
true.
there.
And then you're gonna have to write it down on that same piece
That's a
of
real thing. They told people not to laminate them because you may have to get more shots in the future. So like if people didn't pick up on that from that, you're just not paying attention.
Well, it's also it's fucking asinine. That is the most asinine part about all of it. It's like,
so,
a picture's good too.
Yeah.
A picture. Wow.
Yeah.
For something that important?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck. Because I mean, no one will be able to Photoshop that.
No. So you mean I could just print out a blank one, fill it out, and then take a slightly blurry picture of it?
Yeah, like kind of poor lighting, maybe a couple cracks in the phone already.
Yeah.
Turn the brightness way down.
Yep.
Huh. Okay. So you went to Rogan.
So we walk in the front door. I got to show them my test and my ID. And I go, obviously, you have to wear a mask when you walk into the TD Garden. And then as soon as you go up the escalator, every single person, no mask. So I'm kind of looking around, and I'm the first one. I look, and I'm like, fuck this. I pull it off, and I go, no one else is wearing it. And everyone else kind of in the group is like, oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Whatever. So one by one, everyone kind of like trickles, taking the mask off, whatever. Nobody. Then now this is, again, it's a Joe Rogan show. So there's a particular type of person that goes to a Joe Rogan show, and most of them are like, fuck all this bullshit. So Tony Hinchcliffe opens for him. And one of the first things he does when he walks out, and he goes, yeah, what's up, Boston? Hey, take off your fucking mask, man. We don't do that fucking shit here. Like, let those antibodies flow. He goes, those things don't fucking do anything anyway. So like, it's just like everyone starts roaring, like people are going wild. It's nuts. So he goes through whatever. We go to our seats. We actually get upgraded. We got our seats upgraded. Because we're fucking drunk degenerates. We were standing in line to get beers, and we were trying to like set it up so that we didn't have to keep getting up in the middle of the show, and you can only get 2 beers per person. So like the first lady opened, and she did like maybe 5-10 minutes tops, and then Tony Hinchcliffe came out, and like, so they're on the second opener, and we're trying to like get a couple beers, like pass one to someone. And then Bobby, who for some stupid reason is doing sober October, he got in line to get 2 beers just to pass out. Like we're trying to set this up. We're trying to be smart. So we're like the only people those still in the line for beer, because everyone has pretty much gotten to their seats because the openers are out there. People have been going for like 20 minutes now. So we're just sitting there drinking, trying to like chug a beer, go get another beer, and this lady walks up to us and goes, hey, would you guys like to go sit in a lower section? Because our seats were way up in the balcony, like the 300s. And I just look, and I'm like, yeah, you got 8 tickets? And she's like, because she works there, and she's like, let me check. She like flips through. She's like, 1, 2, count them out. And he goes, yep, there's your 8 tickets. So we got to go sit in the loge, like in the Legends section, which is fucking sick, because there's a bar down there too. So we go down there. We finally get to our seats, right? So we never actually went to our seats in the balcony. We get down to the loge, whatever, we sit, and we got 8 seats in a row. And however, they're seats 2 through 10. So I'm the first one in the row. So I'm sitting, and I'm sorry, 3 through 10 or 3 through 11, whatever. So I'm sitting in seat 3, which means I have 2 people to my right in seats 1 and 2. When the people eventually come sit down, I'm assuming a guy and his girlfriend, which I don't, whatever. I'll get to that. But so they both sit down. They're both wearing masks. And the girl is like sitting like this in the chair with her like back towards me. And I look and I go, this is going to be good. So she like pulls her drink up too, because it's the garden. Like, you have the cup holder, like every seat has a fucking cup holder. Well, hers was in the left-hand cup holder, and I sat down. She picked it up, moved it in the cup holder between her and her boyfriend, which anyway, that should be hers. And anyway, if you follow the line of succession, seat number 1 has the cup holder in the aisle. Seat number 2, your cup goes in the cup holder on the right-hand side of you. So she was wrong to begin with, but still, fuck her, because she also moved her cup to the other one. And her boyfriend was laughing, like having a good time, and she nothing. Like, I didn't even see like a little like shoulder up and like a little giggle, nothing. She was so fucking miserable the entire time. They left. And now again, it's Joe Rogan. So if you ever seen his work before, he doesn't hold back. He makes a lot of coronavirus jokes. He makes a lot of jokes about women, a lot of jokes about transgender. Well, not really transgender, but like, you know what I mean? Like the LGBTQ AIXXP community. You know what I mean? So probably about, I think Rogan might have did like an hour and a half ish, close to hour 20. Probably about 35 minutes in, 35, 40 minutes. They just get up and leave, and they never come back. And I'm like, well, that sucks, because that guy was clearly enjoying himself, and his bitchy fucking girlfriend made them leave because she probably didn't like what Joe was talking about, because he kept making fun of like COVID shit. And like, there they are sitting there wearing masks. And now I don't know their thing. Maybe they're high risk. Maybe she has some sort of autoimmune disorder. But still, at that point,
that's fine.
Why would you go to an event with 30,000 people? I don't know how many people the garden fits, but let's call it 30,000 because it sounds good. Why would you go to an event with 30,000 people that will not be wearing a mask? And to be fair, if you had no idea and you get there and you realize they're all not wearing masks, just be like, well, I don't want to be here. Or go find somewhere, like, you know what I mean? Like, go somewhere else. Go do something else. I don't know.
No one buys Rogan tickets and doesn't know what they're getting themselves into.
Exactly. So my thought was like,
they ain't cheap either. They're not fucking $15 tickets.
No, it's not the Celtics in 2007 where you buy $10 tickets and then go sit wherever you want. Like, these tickets are not cheap. It's Joe Rogan.
They're not that available. Like, you got to be like organized. Like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. So
they're not high risk. They're not fucking anything.
They were young too. They were our age, if not like younger. You know what I mean? Like, they were probably in their 20s. So it was like, I just thought it was hilarious that nothing, like the whole time, she was just a bitch. Well, and the guy was clearly having a good time. Then he had to leave.
Yeah, and I was on the driving range yesterday, and I'm listening to two guys, and they're doing mask this, mask that, COVID this, COVID that. I'm like, motherfucker, just shoot me in the fucking face now. Hopefully one of you hits a fucking shank and fucking drills me in the temple. Of course, they're both good, so no, that didn't happen.
Yeah.
And one guy's just, oh yeah, the hospitals are just so like, it's just so taxed right now. Dude, stop fucking watching national news.
Yeah.
Ask any fucking hospital involved.
First of all, they're not.
They're not busy. They are not busy.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself.
And second of all, maybe they would be a little less busy if you didn't fire all your nurses.
Yeah, or maybe, how about this? They're not that busy.
Yeah.
They're not. They're not. No. Ask someone who works there. Ask someone who actually works there. Yeah. Not someone who knows someone, not someone who thinks. I don't know.
Yeah.
People are fucking fucked.
People suck. I fucking hate everything about
That's the
everybody.
thing. Is like, so I'm actually gonna blame the guy. Why bring her if you know she's gonna be like that?
Yeah, they're both of them are stupid in my eyes. Like,
now, she genuinely might not have known what she was getting into.
Fair. Yeah, no,
she
that's
might have
fair.
Said like, oh, well, it's a comedy show. It's funny. It's like, oh, okay, I'll go. Like, whatever. And it's like, oh, do you have to wear masks? Oh, yeah, masks are required. Oh, okay, cool. And you have to be vaccinated. Yeah, you got to prove it at the door. Oh, okay. And you get in there, no one's wearing them. She has
Yeah.
no idea who, like, what the comedy like is.
Yeah.
Which another thing too is if they had seats 1 and 2, why didn't they just switch so she would have been on an aisle,
Yeah.
not next
That's
to
what
you?
I was thinking too.
Imagine you say that, like, hey, if you're so fucking fucked up about sitting next to me, why don't you two switch seats?
Yeah. It's like
That would,
it
that would have been good.
that would have been great. But it's just so fun. It's just so dumb. Again,
But
like you said,
that's why
why bring that person, girlfriend, not whoever? Like, why bring that person into that situation?
those two examples are why we can never move on.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah. Because people are too fucking stupid.
Yeah, that's why it's those types of people are the two reasons we can never move. They're two of the examples why we can never move on.
Yeah.
Because you go to a full fucking arena and like are concerned. It's like, why'd you even go? And then get this guy being like, oh, well, the hospitals are so overrun. No, they're not. They're not. Stop listening to the people who are telling you that because they're fucking lying to you.
Yeah.
Now, again, I don't know what's happening in Kentucky. Like, if anyone's in Kentucky, let me know.
Yeah.
Your medical care, it sucks anyway. So it probably can't be that overrun because you wouldn't even know what to do if it was.
Exactly. All right. Well, you want to talk about this ridiculousness that I got going on here? So
Which one?
my Instagram post about the state police.
Yes, but I'm gonna tread lightly.
Yeah, well, no, I say about the state police. It has less to do with the state police. It's just that's the topic. So, for anybody that doesn't know, I posted this on my personal Instagram because I thought it just needed to be out there in the world. I have more followers on my personal than we have on the Sarcasm Speaks one. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to do it. I don't care. Which is funny because anytime I post something like that, I always lose a couple followers. And I'm like, good. Fuck you. I don't want you anyway. You fucking loser. You fucking sheep. So here's I'll lay everything out. I'll start with the backstory too. So I don't know, probably about a week ago, I listened to an episode of the American Party podcast with Dan Holloway and Dakota Meyer. It's part of like the Drinking Bros like family podcast things. They had this guy on, Brett Weinstein, who I'm pretty familiar with. He's been on Joe Rogan a bunch. He's been on a lot of different things that I listen to. I've caught a couple of his own podcasts. He's an evolutionary biologist. He's the guy that I told you about at the very beginning of this thing, that said this doesn't look like anything that developed in nature when he was talking about the virus. I don't know if you remember that. Like, this was probably like May of 2020. We talked about that because he had gone on Rogan and he had talked about this. And I was like, this guy's an evolutionary biologist. Like, if there's anyone that's going to know anything about this shit, it's this guy. So regardless, he was on an episode of this podcast and they were just talking. And at one point it got brought up about using DuckDuckGo. And so Joe Rogan has talked about it before, that he uses DuckDuckGo. And I've always just like kind of brushed it off, whatever. Like, it's set to Google, like default on everyone's phone. It's a thing. Like, you say Google it, you don't say DuckDuckGo it, you know. But some people do. And so it got brought up. So I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna make the change. So I had to Google, which this is ironic. I had to Google how to change your default search engine on your iPhone, and I figured it out. It's pretty easy. You just go and just click DuckDuckGo. It's already like preloaded. So I use DuckDuckGo now. I said, fuck you to Google. I'm not a sheep anymore. So I saw someone post the other day. So that's the backstory, just as like a quick little catch you up to like, now I have DuckDuckGo. The other day I saw someone that I follow post on Instagram about someone who works, a sergeant in the Massachusetts State Police, who was in the ICU, and they wrote a caption on there that said, because of the vaccine. So I see this. I know the person very well. They have a close connection to the Massachusetts State Police. I'm trying to like tread lightly when I say this. But they posted something, whatever. I was like, that's interesting. I want to learn more about that. So I open up my browser, which is set to DuckDuckGo, and I type in, I think it was just MSP Sergeant ICU. When I do searches, like I just keep it straight. Like I don't type in like Massachusetts State Police Sergeant in the ICU, COVID vaccine. No. I type like 2-3 words and I just go. That's just how I search for stuff. So I type in MSP Sergeant ICU. DuckDuckGo, boom, pops up. First one. It's an article from the Boston Herald. And I read the whole article and I'm like, I come away with it and I go, okay, that's some good info. So before I get into the rest of the story, I also want to make it clear in that article, and as far as we know, that sergeant from the Mass State Police is not there because of the vaccine. I just want to make that clear. Like, this isn't me being like, you shouldn't get a vaccine. I don't care. Like I've said to multiple people, if you're a high risk person, if you have underlying causes, if you're overweight, whatever, you should get vaccinated. I think you should, because you need it. But if you're healthy, especially if you're young, you do whatever you want. I don't care. If you're scared, if you're like the girl that sat next to me at the Joe Rogan concert and you're afraid of everything, go get vaccinated. You know what I mean? Like, that's fine. Like, I have nothing against any of that.
Disgusted by you. I should probably
that's also a large factor at play. It could have just been me in general. So
your appearance, she's just like,
yeah. So what came away from this article was that literally just the facts. So kudos to the Boston Herald. It was someone who works for the state police, is currently in the ICU. They wouldn't even confirm it was the guy. The way it was written in the article was that it is confirmed that someone with the same name is in the ICU. You know what I mean? Like, because they can't really do that because of HIPAA and stuff. So they go through whatever, and they said, like, we don't know why. There's no confirmed reason why that was given to the Herald in the article that I read. So I come away and I go, okay, that's interesting. And I immediately say, well, I think that person kind of jumped the gun that put it on their Instagram. But then the wheels start turning and I go, let me try something. So I'm thinking, and I go, I've been using DuckDuckGo for a week now, and that was really fucking easy. I wonder what would happen if I Google it. So then I hit the screen record.
Did you DuckDuckGo Google?
I did, actually. No, I just typed it in my search bar. So you can watch my video. This will come out tomorrow. It should still be live. I posted it. Maybe not, depending on when you listen to this. Because the Instagram stories only last 24 hours. Whatever. So then I hit my screen record button and I do the exact same thing again on DuckDuckGo. I type in MSP Sergeant ICU. I also spelled Sergeant wrong. But I did it the first time. So I did it on purpose the second time too, to make it, to count for a control in the study. So yeah. So I type it in again, boom, pops up, first one, Herald there. Cool. I open up a new tab. I type in at the top, www.google.com. Boom, Google pops up. I'm at the page. I go to the Google search on the thing and I type in MSP Sergeant ICU. Search. First thing that pops up, McLean Mental Institution Hospital in Massachusetts. It's just a psychiatric hospital. And I'm like, that's weird. Why are they giving me? And it's like a business. You know how Google, like if you're looking for a business, the top thing pops up. It's like a business page. That's the first thing. McLean Hospital, business page. And I'm like, that's not what I typed in. And I looked at the search bar and I go, there was no autocorrect that changed anything. MSP, Sergeant, ICU. And I'm like, all right, let's scroll down the page. So I scroll a little bit. I get all the way to the bottom of the page. There's nothing there. There's someone in the state police that was in jail or was going to jail. I don't know. There was just headlines on the Google page. I get to the bottom of the Google page. What's the first thing where it gives you like suggested things like, oh, maybe you should try searching for this next? The number one thing, police killings, Massachusetts. That's not what I'm searching for. So, okay, Google, let me click, show me more. Give me the second page. I scroll down the whole second page. And at this point, I'm like, all right, this video's got to be like almost a minute long. So I get to the bottom of the second page and I stop the screen record. And I go 2 pages through Google. Nothing. DuckDuckGo, the first thing that pops up is the article from the Boston Herald. So you're going to sit there. I'm not saying you. This is the royal you. Yeah, but you're going to sit there and you're going to tell me that Google is totally legit and on the up and up. And when you're trying to search for something, they're going to give you what you want to search for and not what they want you to see. A fucking search engine that's supposed to be the most unbiased thing in the world. It's literally a search engine. Like it's supposed to find things that you're looking for on the internet. Unless it's maybe something that they don't want you to see. Then they're not going to show it to you. So Google can fuck right off unpolitely. And I will never, ever use them for anything ever again. I'm already converted to DuckDuckGo and Google is done. And I know I sit here like I'm one guy, like I'm going to make a fucking difference, but I don't care because I've already made the choice that Google can get fucked and I want nothing to do with them ever again.
So my big takeaway from your little experiment is 2 pieces. Part 1 is I was when you're like, oh, I'm gonna DuckDuckGo stuff. I figured the search results would be shit we've never even heard of.
Like an Ask Jeeves.
Remember
that you used to go to Ask Jeeves and it would give you like random shit. You're like, what the fuck is this?
I wonder if it's still active. But like I thought you were gonna get info from like not the Onion because the Onion's outwardly fake.
Yeah.
But like I thought you were gonna get like results from like crackpot fucking theories and like these like non-legitimate sources. And it's like the Boston Herald. I'm like, okay, well that's an actual newspaper.
Yeah.
And then I thought about it for a second. When was the last time you Googled something and the Boston Herald popped up that wasn't related to sports? I can't think of one because everyone gets the Globe. And obviously this is only exclusive here in Massachusetts. But some things that seem to show up a lot is Boston Globe, New York Times, Washington Post.
Yep.
Not a whole lot. Boston Herald. I can't think of one Boston Herald. Fucking all right, let's come up. New York Post. I know the New York Post, whatever. But New York Post really doesn't show up. It's always New York Times.
Washington Post, which is owned by Bezos.
Washington Post does show up. I don't know what the alternative is.
Yeah.
Times? Washington Times? Is that a thing?
Maybe. I don't know.
So it's interesting.
So, and it's one of those things like, I know we talk about conspiracies a lot and I bring them up, but truthfully, like, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I like the entertainment value of conspiracy theories. At its core, I truly believe that conspiracies are extremely difficult to pull off because it requires hundreds, if not thousands of people to agree on something and be on the same page and not leak things. So, you know, there's a couple of these that you can point to, and like the whole alien thing in Area 51. Well, you can point to Bob Lazar and things that he has said have checked out. So there's your example. I do kind of buy into some of that stuff. I don't know necessarily about the whole alien contact stuff, but I do know we've had some sort of crazy, outlandish things that have come from potentially aliens that we've been able to reverse engineer and use the technology because Bob Lazar talked about it. That's what he did. He talked about element 115 or 116, whenever it was, before it existed. Like 17 years later, they were like, oh, we have this new element 116, it does all this stuff. Like, so all of these things, like these crazy conspiracies, like the earth is really flat. Like, no, dude, it's not. First of all, you're stupid. Because go into space. You know what I mean? Like, and the number one thing I always say to people that try and tell me the earth is flat, and I go, why does the Coriolis effect work then? Which is like a bullet trajectory thing. So like when you're accounting for long range shots, you have to account for the Coriolis effect. And part of that, it's math. It's a mathematical equation. And part of that mathematical equation accounts for the curvature of the earth. So if the earth was not curved, then the Coriolis effect would not work. Therefore, when you would try and shoot, I'm talking like serious distance, like probably almost like up to like a mile away. Like, because you have to count bullet drop, wind, all this bullshit. Curvature of the earth comes into play. If it wasn't curved, that wouldn't work. And the whole thing would just be nonsense. So get fucked. But there's like weird things like that. So that's what I mean when I say like I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I do entertain them because they're fun. It's shit like this, however, that like makes it really hard to not want to buy into the conspiracies. Because this is arguably one of, if not the biggest company in the world, right? It's Amazon, Google, Microsoft, Facebook. Like that's
the fangs,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. Like those are your Netflix, I think.
Netflix is as big as Facebook, Amazon, and Google. That's the fang?
I think so.
That seems dumb.
Yeah. I think it has more to do with tech, like their tech stocks.
Yeah, right. I guess. And it's FAA, so it's Amazon and Apple.
Yeah, yeah. So it's one of, like I said, if not the biggest company in the world. I think technically Amazon is the biggest, but like they're censoring, however you want to call it, curating, censoring. Doesn't matter what word you use, because the fact of the matter is they're changing what shows up in their search engine based on pre-existing criteria. Let's call it.
And I know you were picking something specifically, but through Google, you genuinely would not be able to find that Boston Herald article.
Yeah. I scrolled through 2 pages, the first 2 pages of Google.
MSP Sergeant ICU. I'll type Boston Herald after. Will it come up then? Yeah, so you would have had to go that far.
Yeah.
To actually type in the source, right. But you would have had to know
that the Herald wrote an article about
it. You would have had to know that that article already existed to find it. You wouldn't have been able to find it through Google.
Right. Right. I don't know, man. It's weird. It's really weird to me. Because you would think like it's a search engine. Like I said, like all it's supposed to do is just give you what exists on the internet. And it's not giving you what exists on the internet that you look for.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's all the same shit. Like Google owns YouTube, and YouTube doesn't let you put up what you want.
Right.
Even if it's not offensive, like if it's not explicit or offensive or hate speech or whatever, if it just talks about things that YouTube doesn't like, it doesn't put it up.
Yeah.
Or it shadow blocks it, whatever.
Yeah, I mean that's why we're not famous on YouTube.
It must be.
We're shadow banned.
I think so.
Luckily, we don't get enough views on YouTube. Otherwise, we'd probably have 3 strikes and be kicked off by now.
That's why we're not bigger. We're shadow banned.
Yeah, Dude, we are. We're totally shadow banned.
I think so.
So if anyone's out there and you're curious and you want to know how to switch your browser to your default search engine to DuckDuckGo, or maybe just anything that's not Google, it's pretty simple. So if you're on an iPhone, I'll run you through it real quick. You go to your settings, and then you go down to Safari right there. So I know it's backwards on YouTube, but bear with me. You go to Safari, and then right at the top, it's going to say search engine. You click search engine, and then it'll give you a list. Mine says Google, Yahoo, Bing, DuckDuckGo, and Akosha. So I think when you said before, like it's going to give you some like wonky shit, I think that's Akosha.
Yeah, it doesn't actually create a reputable source.
Yeah. Akosha probably gives you like the weird shit. And that's it. It's literally that simple. You just change your default search engine on Safari. So now anytime you search for something, you use a different search engine. So there you go. That's easy. And fuck Google. So I don't know. I know it's borderline inconsequential, but do you have any sort of type of feelings
on this?
Yeah.
Not really, because people, like, some people will be outraged by this. I know you're annoyed because you look at Google like, oh, well, it's just easy, just Google it. Well, I also look at it like, well, there's an alternative, so you got the choice now.
Right.
And like, am I a little annoyed that I've been trying to Google shit? Not that I don't Google anything controversial, but now I'm sitting here and I'm like, what the fuck have I not, like, certain things I just can't find.
Yeah.
And like, where has it been? Like, something like, I don't know that it exists, but like, or like if I remember an article from like a long time ago, it's like, how do I find it? Or if something weird's going on, like with a controversial person, and like I can't really find much about it, then that's a little annoying. But now I know. I'll just go elsewhere if I need to.
Yeah,
that's fine. I don't fucking care.
DuckDuckGo.
Google can do what they want. They're not like, no one said that they have to be impartial to whatever. I'm sure a lot of those newspapers, media outlets, whatever, are giving them a lot of money to put their shit on the top and suppress someone else's. So all the power to them as a business. Go nuts.
Yeah.
There's an alternative, so I'm cool with that. If it makes me a little more annoyed when YouTube decides what you can and can't put up from a content perspective, again, ignoring explicit whatever or hate speech, or if you want to get on YouTube and say slavery is awesome, like, no, you can't do that shit. But like, if you just want to put up a countering opinion to, like, if you put up and obviously because Google owns YouTube, let's pretend they don't. But if you put up a video about how to not use Google as your search engine, guaranteed no one would see it.
Yes.
So like, that's more annoying to me, because there's like, what other video, like Vimeo? Fuck Vimeo. Vimeo sucks. So
yeah.
It's like nothing else out there.
Great video quality though.
There's nothing else out there. So
yeah.
I really don't care. And that's the thing, is like, my phone is powered by Google, and it's like, all right, well, fuck it. I don't know what to do about that. So
yeah,
I'm already in. It is what it is.
Yeah. They might not even allow you to change your fucking default search browser or whatever search engine.
I would have to download a different browsing app, because the default app is Google Chrome.
Yeah.
So you can't change Google Chrome to DuckDuckGo.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And frankly, I'm probably not even going to do it. What I probably will do, though, is if I feel like I'm not finding what I want, I'll go to DuckDuckGo. Frankly, I just don't care enough, but there'll be times where I'll use it because I'll need to.
Yeah. Well, I think it's about that time we wrap this up.
Yep.
I think we've gone long enough.
Mine will be quick.
All right.
The most predictable thing of this weekend, Ricky Fowler with a 54-hole lead going into Sunday.
Let's go.
2-shot lead. Ricky Fowler hasn't been relevant in years. Never was all that good, if you ask me, and his wins will show that. I understand it's not his fault that the media tells me that he's popular, but I'm still going to crush him for it because other people think he's good, and he is not good. He has as many wins as Kevin Na. People do not fucking talk about Kevin Na like he's anything fucking special.
Right.
Bill Haas has not been relevant in fucking years. Like, he can barely break fucking 75 out there. And I'm pretty sure he's close to the same amount of wins as Ricky Fowler. But the reason Bill Haas sucks now is because he was in a car accident where his best friend fucking died right with him. So you know what?
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
All the power to Bill Haas for still being able to not be in a fucking straitjacket. And Ricky Fowler, you have as many wins as that guy. So classic Rico going into it, 2-shot lead. And again, this actually is less indicative of him because most 54-hole leads don't get converted.
Yeah.
But no, he did not win. I don't know if he'll win this year. Ricky Fowler is not back. And then with that being said, Rory won today. And everyone's losing their mind because he hit a 3-wood 320. And another thing, let's take it easy on the Rory takes. He hasn't won a major in 7 years. The Masters will make it 8 years or 8 seasons.
Yep.
He's never won the Masters. He has never shown that unless he outruns the field, that he can win a major because he basically just fucking dominates the fields. He also typically wins on soft golf courses. So we'll fucking see with him. So with Rory McIlroy, until he shows you that he is something different than he is, like Ricky Fowler, until he shows me otherwise, he's still Rico and he still sucks. Rory McIlroy is not the fucking person that you guys think he is. He's not Tiger Woods. He has 20 career wins, so he'll have lifetime membership in like 2 or 3 years.
Yep.
That's good. Every major he has 4 majors, can't take that away. But so does Koepka. I'm gonna need to see more than a fucking fall event limited field.
Yeah.
before I crown Roars as being back.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he was also playing in Nevada. 320 yards with a 3-wood in Nevada. Bring that back like 30, which still 290 is pounding it, but they can all hit a 290.
Right.
I know they all can't, but like anyone who's good.
Yeah.
And that's your golf update for October.
All right. I played like shit this morning, like absolute dog shit. It was terrible. It was really bad. I beat Bill though, but just barely.
It's all right. I shot an 85 at fucking Wiano the other day.
Yeah.
Had the double cross working again.
Sick. Yeah, I couldn't hit the driver at all today. I had literally nothing.
Classic Gary's gonna have to fucking prescribe me antipsychotics, one or the other.
All right. So my final thought, also relatively quick. I said this the other day. I was having a conversation with Amy about it, and then I just wrote it down on my phone. I feel like we may have talked about this on the podcast before, but I don't give a shit. It's coming up again because it's really that fucking insane. I can't fucking stand people and their pleasantries. Like, fuck your pleasantries. I don't give a fuck. Just tell me what you want. For example, I ran into this a couple of times. Mostly like, people at work. Someone will be like, "Hey, what's up? How you been?" "Good." "You?" "Oh, not too bad. Everything's good. Anything new?" "Nope." Oh, how's it going over there? It's fine. Cool, cool, cool. Hey, by the way, I was wondering if like maybe you could, then propose said whatever thing. No, 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 no. Go fuck yourself. Just text me what you want from me. If you need something from me, just fucking ask. I can't stand that bullshit. If you need me to help you do something, you don't need to find out how my day went before you ask me to help you. You just text and be like, hey, can you help me do this on this day? Yep. If I can. Yep. If I can't, nope. Sorry. Can't do it. You know what I mean? Like, it drives me fucking crazy because I know you don't care. You don't
No,
care. The only reason you're texting me is because you require something from me. So just tell me. You're not going to hurt my feelings. You're actually going to make me happier that you're not wasting my fucking time. Like, oh, how's your day going? Oh, cool. How's this doing? Oh, how's this? Oh, great. Oh, awesome. Anything new? No, fuck off. What do you want? Tell me what you want. Like, it just drives me fucking crazy.
You know what shit like that's reserved for? Old people with nothing better to do.
Yes.
They do shit like that. They're the ones who answer those questions. Oh, what's new? Oh, well, I went and
you'll never believe this.
I had this new doctor because mine wasn't there for some reason, but no one gave me a call or sent me a letter to tell me that Dr. Robertson wasn't going to be out. So Dr. Thompson was in, and I didn't know what I was going to think about Dr. Thompson. Oh, I can't believe they switched your doctor like that. They should have sent you a message in a bottle or something.
Yeah.
Well, I was looking for smoke signals, and I really couldn't find one, but I couldn't believe Dr.
I
Robertson
forgot how to read
there.
Morse code.
And then, a telegram. And then, what's like, Dr. Tom, I mean, he was a very nice guy, but I don't know, he's no Dr. Robertson. It's like, they fucking literally have conversations like that.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like, what do they tell you? You're healthy? Yeah. Well, except for all the unhealthy things I have. Is that what Dr. Robertson would have told you? Well, yeah, probably. So what's the fucking difference?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, how are the grandkids? Oh my fucking God.
Yeah. Here we go.
Stop asking. No one cares. Like, why do you care?
You know what I mean? Like say you were gonna move, right? You don't need to know how my day is going in order to ask me to help you move, right? It's a waste of fucking time. Just be like, hey, can you help me move on Saturday? Yeah. And if like I said, it's going to be a yes or a no. It's pretty simple. And by you asking me how my day is not going to contribute either to me saying yes. Like, you're not going to butter me up. So I say yes. And if you think you are, you clearly have no fucking clue who you're talking to.
My favorite, and it happens with everyone. Oh, is the gym busy right now? Well, any of you who asked me in September and October? No. The answer is no. It is not fucking busy right now. It is not supposed to be busy right now. It is a slow time of year. Like it is every other year.
Yes.
Is the gym busy? No. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's not the answer you're looking for. Stop asking me bullshit.
Yeah.
Oh, how's the gym going? Oh, it's good. I'd say thanks for asking.
Oh, you guys busy?
Yeah, I was gonna say I'd say thanks, but I don't care. You're actually wasting my time.
I think I'm gonna start making shit up. So when people are like, because it's pretty obvious. Like, there's certain people that I talk to with relative frequency, and then there's certain people that the only reason I know they text me is because they want something. So I think when people go, hey, what's going on? How's it been? Or like, what's new? I'm going to be like, yeah, so you'll never believe it, but my second toe has gangrene. So I got a decision to make. I'm either going to cut it off or I'm going to let it spread, potentially have to lose my foot. Maybe if we can just take the toenail off, we could just start making up crazy fucking shit.
Hey, what would you do?
Yeah. What do you think I should do? And try and like purposely derail the conversation so they never actually get to ask whatever they want to ask me.
Yeah, there's two ways. Again, there's two ways to do it. It's completely fuck with them like they're a telemarketer,
Yeah.
or just skip a step and just say, what do you need?
Yeah. Yeah. No, because I've done that before too. And then I'm an asshole. You know what I mean? Someone's like, oh,
We
what's
already
up?
know.
How's it going? What do you want? Like, what do you need? Oh, well, you don't have to be a dick about it.
Yes, I do.
I do, because
Yes,
I
I
don't
do.
have time to talk to you for 12 minutes so that you
And
can
even if I
ask me
do,
one
you
question.
know what? I actually probably do have the time. If I'm answering you, I actually probably do have the
Yeah,
time, but I
yeah.
don't want to fucking give it to you. I'd rather fucking scroll through Twitter.
Exactly. Just fuck off. It's I hate people.
Actually, you know what's? It's funny because it was some guy that runs a gym, and he was talking about like this, like, oh, in the sales process, and I'm like, first of all, your tweet sucks because
Yeah.
it's dumb.
Well,
It's
your
really
internet sucks.
like I like if someone comes to your gym and they want to know more about your gym, you don't need to ask them about, like, dude, just stick to the fucking plan.
Yeah.
Ask them questions about their kid. What are you looking for? What sports do they play? What do you notice on the field? Blah, blah, blah. Don't ask them, oh, how's school going this year? Like, dude,
Yeah.
you don't care. It doesn't help. It's not productive. It's a waste of time.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're wasting this person's time.
Yeah. Not only do you not actually care, but like it means nothing.
It does nothing. You can ask a million questions that are much more relevant to the fucking situation.
Yeah.
And actually, so, because what you're trying to do is get the person to talk about their kids, because that's what people love to do. Anyone who has kids loves to fucking talk about them for whatever fucking reason. Instead of being like, but none of them will tell you the truth. Like, hey, I'm ready to fucking strangle every single one.
Yeah,
no one ever says that.
Yeah, yeah, that's so true.
So, well, a couple of them do, but whatever.
Yeah.
It's just like, fuck, enough of the bullshit. Like, god damn it. We all have enough bullshit. I don't need more of it. Don't dance
exactly.
what you fucking need. Don't waste anyone's time. Moral of the story: don't waste anyone's fucking time.
Don't waste people's time.
Even if it's 2 fucking text messages, too many. Sometimes you only get fucking 3 with me. And I used to bitch about people like that. I'm like, oh man, if I text Dana, I only got 3 text messages. First one better fucking count.
Yeah.
It can't be like, hey Dana, what's new? No.
Right.
Hey Dana, question for you. Got a second? Yep. Call him up. Done.
Yep.
Or he doesn't answer me. Okay, good. I didn't fucking waste any bullets here. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Fuck. Get to the point, people.
Yeah, just get to the fucking point. Well, getting to our point here is this is the end of the show. So thank you to mybookie.com. Use our promo code SarcasmPod when you sign up. You get a double your first deposit up to $1,000 over there. So mybookie.com, promo code SarcasmPod. Also, thank you to grillyourassoff.com. You go to grillyourassoff.com, use our promo code, same promo code, SarcasmPod, for 15% off your entire order. That's not a one-time use either. Use it all the time, every time you check out at grillyourassoff.com, promo code SarcasmPod. Again, 15% off your entire order. You can get us on Instagram at SarcasmSpeaksPod. We're on Twitter at Sarcasm_speaks. The Facebook page is Sarcasm Speaks. Let us know if you want in on the weekly NFL Pick'em. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. So until next time. Good night.